Hi, this is Sunil Manji, Principal Solution Engineer at Cloudera. We're doing a rapid demonstration of how to use Airflow within CDE to write files to CML. In my previous demo, it was very much around the branching operator and reading files from CML within CDE Airflow. This time we'll just do a simple write, kind of close the loop on this. First, I'll go into machine learning. And from here, I'll walk into my sandbox environment. And the project is workflow orchestration. Within workflow orchestration, I want to be able to write a job, write a file. And in here you can see this is my where all my files are under resources. So again, want to use CDE Airflow to write inside of this folder, right? A simple file. So I'll go into CDE here, and I'll go into my environment, and I'll click on jobs. And inside of my job, I have something called CML Airflow. And we'll take a look at the configuration. It's pretty simple. It's my DAG file, nothing fancy to it. And we'll look at the UI. And it basically does a start, it writes a file, and that's it, right? Pretty silly, nothing really special here. I'll show you what my code is. And inside of this code, this is all located on GitHub. I'll be providing the asset location. But again, you need your CML host, your username, your legacy key. A lot of what the CML legacy key is something that's available within your projects under user settings. I've done a lot of this in my previous recording. And your project name, right? Workflow orchestration. And after that, it's a simple, I'm doing something really silly here. All I'm doing is a payload, it's username Bob and email bob@bob.com. And then I'm doing a put, right? And I'm basically writing this to my CML URL. And obviously you can see here that in my CML projects, I'm writing it to the files, URL endpoint, and resources. Because in my previous screenshot, you saw that it was under the resources folder. And that's where I want to write the target file. Now the target file is using just the Python random string. So it'll just generate some random string for the file name and write it to the resource name. Pretty simple, nothing special. This is the Python operator here. And it's calling the Python operator is, I gave it a task name, write CML file, and it's calling the write to CML function or method. And then here it then writes it, and I just do I print out what the output of the request, the put call is. It's port that is put, and that's it. It's pretty darn simple. So if we go back into CDE, go into jobs. If I go to Airflow, I'm just gonna go ahead and right click here and say run now, and it will start. This may take just a moment to finish. It's a silly and quick job, so we should see the results very quickly. So the job has completed. It only took around 27 seconds. I'll click into this job. I'll take a look at the logs. There's nothing special here. I'll go into the Airflow UI. I'll click on this particular instance, which is a CML, write CML file. I'll take a look at the log, and I'm looking for a 200 because the response. So that's good, right? The response 200 is always good. So we'll get out of here, and we'll now uh, go back to CML to take a look at what the file looks like. Machine learning. Here to my sandbox environment. And here I'm going to walk into my workflow orchestration. And again, I wanted to write to the directory resources. And you can, and if I sort here, you can see that about a minute ago, you can see here it says about a minute ago that there was a file here created. And if I click on this, you can see it's the exact same payload. That's in my code, and you can verify that through looking at here, right? Over here, user bob at bob.com. So that should conclude the demonstration. What I did a quick review on is using Cloudera Data Engineering Airflow to be able to write a file to CML. And in my previous demonstrations, we talked about how to read a file. So we've basically done a full closed loop on this. Thank you for listening.